Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to add my voice on behalf of the people of Mpika and the party that sponsored me, the Patriotic Front. Mr. Speaker, the President on page 1 of his speech stated that development is not a straightforward journey. We must begin from there, Mr. Speaker, and what should have followed this admission is an apology to the Zambian people, and even all the proponents of Bari who fix it should have followed the suit to apologize for the Zambian people for having misled them in 2021 general elections. Mr. Speaker, the role of government is to harness and distribute national resources equitably. The question that must be answered right now is Zambia short of resources? The answer is a categorical no. Zambia has abundant natural resources that must be harnessed and enhance service delivery for our people. Zambia has minerals such as sodalite, gold, diamond, cobalt, among other minerals that can be sold, Mr. Speaker, and change the lives of our people. This government prides itself in borrowing, and so far they have borrowed $6 billion instead of them harnessing our resources and pay debt. They are celebrating debt restructuring, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when you talk of FISIP, it was on this floor of the House that we were told by the Agriculture Minister to go and inform the Zambian people, to go and inform people in our constituencies that this government would abolish the Farmer Input Support Program and replace it with the agriculture loans. As members of Parliament, we went flat out, informed our people. Now that they have felt the pressure, they have U-turned, and they want to sustain the narrative which the President says they want to bring what he's calling CASIP. Mr. Speaker, how many of our farmers...
Order, Honorable Member. I think let me guide the House. I was attentive that day to avoid misleading the public. The Minister on the floor of the House said the FISIP will run concurrently with the loan scheme. He didn't say, order. I heard that. It's good not to mislead the people out there. He said that the FISIP program will run concurrently with the loan scheme. That is yet to be introduced. So as we debate, let's be very factual and let's avoid misleading the public for political expedience. You can continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our people in the rural areas, farmers, small-scale farmers, 1 million small-scale farmers, are the ones who are driving the agriculture sector of our country. Those of commercial farmers in Mukusho elsewhere, when they produce, they export what they produce. And our nation is fed by small-scale farmers. When government decides to tamper with FISIP, they will be punishing small-scale farmers who are actually making a livelihood from farming. Those farmers in Kasenga, in Mpika, those farmers in Mulilansoro, in Chinsari, those farmers in Shiwangandu. This government should not tamper with FISIP. And they should not even take that route of tampering with FISIP. Mr. Speaker, the President here postured himself as a person that has delivered development massively. Let me talk about one issue. The issue of Great North Road from Serenje to Chinsari. It's a death trap. 2 years this government has been at the helm and nothing has been done literally. Mr. Speaker, the other issue is the issue of Mpika Nabwaria Road, from Mpika to Nabwaria. When the President promised the people of Nabwaria that when I form government the first 6 months, I will do Mpika Nabwaria Road. And a lot of projects in Mchinga province, Northern and Luapula have stored, Mr. Speaker. When the president says he has delivered, the question that must be answered is where has he delivered that development? Where has that development been delivered? Mr. Speaker, it is also baffling that you have people who are claiming on the floor of the House that they have actually not seen what the Patriotic Front government under the leadership of the late President Michael Chilufya and President Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu have did in 10 years. Mr. Speaker, as I stand here, a few days ago I was in Western Province. A road from Mongo to Karabo was done by the Patriotic Front. Yes. As I'm speaking right now, we have a specialized hospital which is dealing with the organs such as hearts, kidneys, among other things, Mr. Speaker. These are the things that the Patriotic Front did. You must up your game so you match the delivery record of that government under those two sons of the soul. Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu, the surviving former head of state, wherever you are, we say to you, we are grateful for the job that you did for our motherland. Mr. Speaker, the infrastructure development under the Patriotic Front was unprecedented. And it is actually headache giving when you hear the head of state says he has delivered. When you go to Mchinga, you go to Northern, you go to Nwapura, there is nothing. Even when they talk of Kasama Airport, they found it at 80% completion, Mr. Speaker. They have only added 20% and they want to celebrate and beat drums over that project, Mr. Speaker. It's laughable. Mr. Speaker, the 129 secondary schools mentioned in the presidential speech do not even exist anywhere. They are only an imagination, Mr. Speaker. If they existed, then why are they not in Mchinga province? Why are they not in Northern province? Why are they not in Lusaka province? Why are they not in Central province? Where are they? We can't see them. Representatives of the people in here are asking, where are they, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, as I'm talking, we have this government undertaking mobile national registration exercise in 3 provinces. Discriminating other provinces as if we do not have children who want to acquire NRCs. Mr. Speaker, we want this government to answer. So when the president talks about unity, is that something that will unite us? The answer is no. Mr. Speaker, we have the issue of high cost of living. The prices of meal have gone up. Prices of essential commodities have gone up. The Zambian people were adopted to believe that this government would reduce the high cost of living. Right now, we are buying a bag of meal at 350 kwacha. And this government, that's the more reason why they must apologize to the Zambian people, Mr. Speaker. From 17 kwacha a liter of fuel, now that we are buying it at 30 kwacha. It has never happened in the history of this country. Even those two Pameras, cooking oil, Mr. Speaker, when they were moving, they had these. We have this. Even this one is costing a lot of money.
Honorable member, take your seat. Honorable members, you of all the people, you know that our rules don't allow. Our rules don't allow, so it's a practice that maybe is rehearsed, because a few days ago, someone brought meal. And there's already precedence for whoever brings in materials that are not allowed on the floor of the House. So, to avoid such, I think we should avoid doing that we know is wrong, because precedence is already there. So if any measure is instituted, the same people you'll be complaining. I think the sergeant at arms ensure that we up our game going forward, because this issue of bringing things that are not allowed on the floor should be stopped. So, Honorable Member, you can continue.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. What I was saying is this government must reduce the high cost of living. We need meal for 50 kwacha, Mr. Speaker, as was promised. We need a liter of fuel costing 9 kwacha, as was promised, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Take your seat. Honorable Member for Dudu.